What's up, everybody? This is Andrew. I'm going to talk about everything that I learned while learning Haskell. So Haskell is a pure functional language. Because it is pure, that means that there are no side effects. It also features static type checking and type inference. This makes it nice as you're writing your code because the compiler can help you if you're making a mistake and help prevent lots of issues as you're writing your code. It's a very expressive language, yet it's very fast. And although it has a reputation for sometimes being difficult to learn, in my experience, that's not necessarily the case, especially if you have a background in other languages like most of us or all of us do. So here's some code written in Haskell and some other languages for comparison. And this was taken from some code that I wrote. I like participating in Advent of Code each year. They do programming problems, kind of like an Advent calendar, and it's a nice way to test a new language like Haskell. So on day 4, this was the code written in Haskell, and when I tried to write it as closely one-to-one as I could, this was the resulting code in Swift. This is what similarly resulting code would be in Python and in Ruby. Now, running that and timing it after compilation, you'll see that Haskell is a very fast language, even without spending a lot of time or optimization on it. It's just very quick out of the box. Now, I am aware that this comparison isn't necessarily accurate because of the problem that it was mainly, well, there's a lot of string manipulation there. So if you can send me something faster in a different algorithm in Swift or whatever language you'd like, I'd love to see it. Especially Swift, though, because I know that it should be faster than that. So Haskell also has a really cool feature, and that's pattern matching. So in that case, you can define your function. So in this case, something that would find the absolute value of a number in terms of different cases. So you can say that given x, if x is greater than or equal to 0, you just want to return x. But if it's not, then you want to return the opposite of that. It also, when you're doing recursion, then you can define, okay, once we get to a case where the list that it's supposed to store is empty, we just want to return an empty list. And so it's just kind of a nice, neat feature that Haskell has that many languages have adopted. So who uses Haskell? Lots of data-intensive industries use it. It's a very good language for backend services. It's very performant in things like parsing, and also internal R&D projects like big companies have made a lot of use out of Haskell. And it has a very great community. You can always find answers to your questions online. The documentation is amazing. And overall, it's a very good developer experience using Haskell. The one sad thing is that it hasn't been very widely adopted, and many people think that's mainly due to network effects. Like there's not a big company backing Haskell, and there hasn't really been a killer app written in Haskell. So lots of languages have been based off of Haskell, though, and it's had a lot of influence in language research. So for that reason, it's been very influential in the community at large. So one example that I found really interesting was a developer using it at the New York Times. And he was given a project to analyze Fashion Week, and he wanted to be able to talk about Fashion Week in better terms than just kind of broadly stating that the color red was prominent or something along those lines. And so he wrote a service in Haskell that would run a one-dimensional k-means analysis on a picture to identify a model, split that up into the important parts of the outfit, and then run another k-means analysis clustered by color distance to come up with the main swatches of color that were used in that model's outfit. When you combine that with the entire collection, then you could kind of come up with a fashion fingerprint. And he did that for all 10,000 images, and because he wrote it in Haskell, and because it was so fast, he was able to have a feedback loop where he could iterate every couple of minutes instead of in the language he was using before. It would take like 20 or 30 minutes to come up with a result, and so he loved using Haskell for that. And so you should totally look up New York Times Fashion Fingerprint. It was a really cool project that they did, and you can look through all of the fingerprints and collections that they did back in 2014. So some takeaways that I got from learning a little bit about Haskell, and I'm still very much learning the language. It's been really fun, though, is that functional programming makes you a better developer. It's changed a little bit the way that I think, and it's been cool to see how it has influenced other languages. You'll notice that most languages nowadays are incorporating functional programming concepts, and even older languages are adding them in later. And so it's something that you'll definitely run into, and you should benefit from if you take the time to learn a little bit more about functional programming concepts in whatever language you're working in. Other languages that you may have heard of that were inspired by Haskell were Erlang and Scala. Microsoft Research was a huge backer of Haskell, and that largely inspired a lot of F# concepts. Elm, which is a front-end functional programming language that compiles to JS, draws a lot from Haskell as well. So I would encourage you to look into it. It's a really cool language, and even if you don't use it, then functional programming overall is pretty sweet. Thanks.